Hello guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to a new game. We are playing Sherlock Holmes, The Awakening. It's not a new game, it's been out a while, but
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
yeah, so it's been out a little while, okay, but it's new to me. This is a Sherlock Holmes story, and apparently this is a bit of a horror sort of story, a bit of a sort of Lovecraftian feel to it. So that's Sherlock Holmes. Let's have a little look around my room.
I'm close, I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case.
Looks like he's on a case there. So that's my character, that's Sherlock Holmes. I love the aesthetics in this game. It's very Victorian. Look at that. That's amazing. That's really cool. The detail in this is phenomenal, really. So we're just going to have a little look around my room. All right. That's a special move. Okay, that's run. Okay. Hold to inspect. Rotate.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Okay, London Advertiser, 1882. Here, wow. Now, my house that I live in here in Yorkshire was built in 1880. So it's 2 years older than this game, I suppose. Tension between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps. During the recent visit to London by the Swedish Princess Hilda, chief among these scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomat corps. As a result, explained disappearance of the Princess Hilda's personnel bodyguard. The long-time member of the inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned late night. A spokesman from the police assured the Advertiser that they're confident that the bodyguard will be located, as he is striking representative of Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed wherever by peers, a gentleman club, a fair night angels who comfort him. So obviously that's about a story of a princess visiting London, and relationships are getting a bit poor between the two countries due to a disappearing of her servant, I suppose, a bodyguard.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Okay.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Right, so he's lost his newspaper. That's all we can do in here, I think. So let's head out. Okay. We need to change our wardrobe. Wardrobe tab with R1 and put the hat on. Okay, so I'll press that one and we can change this over. Okay. Alright, so we've got quite a few different bits of clothing here. That looks like a raincoat. Storm weather. Should we go traditional with that one? I think we need to wear a hat. That looks pretty cool. That looks daft. Oh, there's the traditional Sherlock Holmes cap. We've got to, really, haven't we? What else has he got? He's got glasses. No, we don't need glasses on. He's got moustache. Sideburns. Okay, that's for his disguises, no doubt. Oh, Watson. That's Watson. Well, yeah, Watson can dress like that. Okay, so here we are in our raincoats, so we can pop outside. So we've got to check the bin.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
Okay.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Right, so he thinks someone was trying to poison him. We haven't got to that bit yet. Strand is missing.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
Right, how can we... Okay, so to... Okay, so we can unpin it if we want to. Right.
Get the Strand. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What were the headlines today?
News today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
What happened to my newspaper?
Bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson?
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Okay. What did he do with the paper?
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin. Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises.
What did he do with my paper?
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings.
Cheeky little monkey. You got a new question in your mind palace. Okay. So we go to the mind palace. Okay. Who ruined my strand? So you can book from Barnes. Observations, documents, newsboy testimony. Barnes, the local bookseller. Okay. The newsboy said a suspicious man was carrying a stack of books this morning. Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered the novel to Dr. Watson. So, yeah, we did see that earlier. And the Cactus Spine for assassination, a loud bang. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Okay. Well, so we've done well. Mr. Barnes, should we pin...
Mr. Holmes' murder?
Yes,
Strand.
Holmes has his quirks,
Get your
but he
copy
also
of the
has his
Strand here.
scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
You can pin evidence.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
You can pin evidence, quick access information, the casebook. Open it and pin it to the bookshop
The Strand.
photo
Get your copy
by
of the
pressing
Strand here.
square on the bookshop. Okay, so we go back. Let's have a... Have we got a photo? Oh, there it is. So we can pin the evidence. So we know what we're looking for. Oh, is she okay?
You satisfy my curiosity.
I wish I could help you, but I don't know.
Okay. So we're looking for a shop. It's a little... I'm gonna unpin that for now. Simple reason being, I can't see what I'm doing. Stenwick's Manor. So we can run like that. We're looking for a bookshop. Ah, we found it already. Is this it here? No, it's Gaslight. That's a barber's. Ah, here we go. Barnes Bookshop. New books in store. Charles Dickens, Edgar Allan Poe. So here we are. So we're going to question Mr. Barnes. Cool, this game's pretty good, isn't it? Let's observe, it says. Okay, so we've got to look around at him. Bags under his eyes, effective of overworking. Ink, newspaper ink. Lean heavily on his right knee. Sore left leg. High heels. Wants to look taller. Mr. Barnes. Large bags under his eyes with result of poor sleep and stress. He develops a limp likely to result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller, stronger. Deter violence. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot. Is he a blackmail victim or a workaholic? So the workaholic, Mr. Barnes developed a limp from large books. He is very confident. He tries to appear taller wearing high heels. He seems likely to be a person involved in a murder plot. Nevertheless, Mr. Forgot could still be pawn big without his knowledge. I'm going to go workaholic.
Mr. Barnes, a word.
Oh dear.
Who goes then?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you coming.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we...
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It'll only take a moment.
really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book, just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Okay, press L1 to highlight interactive things. There's a doggy.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Okay, so when you press that, it highlights things for you to worth looking at. Here we go.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Okay.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Wow, I like that painting. It's really cool. There was a book here, wasn't there? Okay. A catalogue of exotic plants. Wonder if it's anything to do with a cactus. Name of the catalogue reads Everlasting Plants for Everlasting Love. So we found one thing.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Just carry on looking around.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. The finest view London has to offer.
Okay. Right. Anything else in here we need to look at? We can speak to him.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Maybe we need to go and have a look at the talk to the lady out here. Look at the plants first.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Familiar spine? That's what I found in my dustbin. The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Right, let's have a look at her. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment. A mourning brooch. Her deceased husband. Luxury fabric, unusual for work attire. A distant look, avoids eye contact and is distant. Clean boots, changed upon arrival. Okay, Mrs. Fleming wears mourning brooch. Okay, so she's in mourning. Her dress is made from expensive fabrics, not suitable for work. Her shoes, no trace of mud. Her eyes are constantly dart around, seemingly looking for something, perhaps, or waiting for someone. Still grieving. Her gaze. Now, if she was still grieving, would she be wearing nice clothes and makeup? Probably not. I'm going to say ready to move on.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Provide evidence. Okay, provide evidence. So, first of all, let's have a look.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless. You have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Barnes's broken ladder. Strand.
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
Okay.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with
Oh,
my dog.
so
He
she
lives
likes
there,
Mr.
so
Barnes.
Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
So he's interested in her. That's why he's bought a puppy. Okay. Dead
What do you make of
flowers.
the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Oh, so there we go. So what do we do? Is it this bit? Why is Barnes acting so strangely? Dead flowers. Da, da, da. Exotic. No, we want dead flowers. One of those is right. The cracked pot. Why is Mr. Barnes acting so strangely? Right, so let's try and suss this out properly. So what have I got on there? So first of all, dead flowers on display. No, the crack pot. Book from Barnes. Unpin evidence. Okay. So you got to unpin it every time. And we need them all to go green. No. Okay. I'm trying them all. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to do this just yet. Let's have a look. What's the... Okay. Mrs. Fleming and Mr. Barnes never speak. However, they do see each other each day at a glance. Mrs. Fleming claims that she does not know the cactus was there before. Oh, so I wonder if he's put that there. Okay. We've done that, haven't we, that one? So it's down to here. Okay. So observations. So dead flowers. Or okay, the strand is missing. So so we all right. Okay, so we need one from documents and testimony. The newsboy, yeah, testimony. There we go. So we got that right. So items, observations. Okay, so it might be. Okay, so it's not observations, it's item. Right. Okay, so that's green. That's blue. So it's an observation is the one that needs to be done right. So maybe it's that. Got 2 right so far. So it's got to be one of these. Okay, so there we go. Mr. Barnes, yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it? So Barnes displayed the bouquet of dead flowers to attract her attention and Mrs. Fleming, the florist. He hopes that she will come into the shop and give him some watering advice. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus. Anonymously, not enormously, which ordered the catalogue and to counter the question of his choice. Barnes' symbol love. Okay, and I think that's why he's probably wearing his shoes. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped at on the strand. Now, to hear the full story. Okay, so he was.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not
Yeah.
despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Okay, so we now know what it is. I told you he's in love. That's why he bought the puppy.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
This isn't meaning me. Yeah.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Okay, let's have a look. The Strand. Saltpeter explosion rocks docks. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night with a loud bang and a thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked in Pier N3 in the early evening en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concursive explosions. The Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is yet unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses reporting seeing saltpeter leaking from the river, so that must be some sort of substance. But with the area still off limits, the workers and public, it may be some time until the full account is transpired. So saltpeter, I've never heard of that, so it must be some explosive substance.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
So we've finished in here, I think. Should we talk to him one more
Let me know
time?
if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Right. Come on, Watson.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Doesn't it look at the stunning graphics? Look at the water. That's amazing. That's really cool. Wow, look at this. I wonder what that's used for. This looks like a transport of a jail, really.
Not much further now.
I think, let's have a look. I think we're going to do this next story in the next video. Cheers, guys.